Welcome back, fifth grade. We are now going to review our dirt quiz from yesterday and prepare for our lesson by completing our T-chart and completing a vocabulary review. Let's start with our dirt quiz. Our dirt quiz from yesterday, question 1. How did granting local kings authority over newly defined regions help Mark Antony to hold onto the seized regions? The correct answer is C. First, it would put a familiar leader in charge of established population. Second, it would reinsure some loyalty. 2. Why was Cleopatra not satisfied with how Mark Antony divided the region? Scholars, question 2 was our most challenging question among those that were answered. Question 2, the correct answer is A. Cleopatra felt that the entire kingdom of Judea should be hers. In your books, if you go to page 72, right under the Empire Restored, the second paragraph, all of this territory was that the Ptolemies had controlled when they first came to power. Cleopatra could not but be pleased, but she was not satisfied. She felt that the entire kingdom of Judea should be hers so that the Ptolemaic Empire would be complete once again. Again, the correct answer for question 2 is A. Question 3. Why did Mark Antony decline getting rid of King Herod? The correct answer to number 3 is C. King Herod would soon be in a position to help Mark Antony's cause. Question 4. Why did Mark Antony make sure that Cleopatra received the most heavily forested parts of the region? The correct answer is A. To provide her with raw materials for shipbuilding. Right, scholars, that is the end of our dirt quiz review. Again, question 2 happened to be our most challenging question. We're moving. Scholars, for your lesson today, you will need the following materials. Chapter 11, pages 75 through 78, sheet of paper, pencil, and a distraction-free location. Remember, if you have questions, visit us in our office hours, especially if you're trying to gain kickboard points. Also, remember that we are one big learning family, all here to grow as learners, support each other, and make this virtual experience the best experience ever. Scholars, our first vocabulary term for today is despondent. Despondent is an adjective. It means in low spirits from loss of hope or courage. What word? Our next word is despair. What word? Despair is a noun. It's the complete loss or absence of hope. What word? Scholars, I'm going to challenge you to use one of these words during your independent practice on today. We're moving. So, scholars, for the next 2 days, we will have the following as our focused question. On pages 75 through 76, the author writes, many people felt that Cleopatra's spell over Mark Antony clouded his ability to make sound decisions. How does the rest of chapter 11 support this statement? So, scholars, we are diving into the text and finding evidence to support the statement that Cleopatra clouded Mark Antony's ability to make sound decisions. Be sure to label your notes. Unit 6, Lesson 11A. Again, this is our focus question. Take time to write down your focus question for today. Now that we have our focus question written down, we are now going to move to really see what we're going to discuss in our annotation and discussion prompt. Our annotation and discussion prompt for today is what happens in this section of the book. So, scholars, as we read this section of the book, we are looking for key events that occur between pages 75 through 78. I want you to go ahead and write down our discussion prompt. If you would like to shorten it by saying key events, that is A-OK. Now that you have your discussion prompt written down, we are now going to create our T-chart. Now today's T-chart is a little bit more in depth because there are several key events that happen in this text. However, there are 4 events that we really want to hone in on and find the best piece of evidence so that we are able to respond to the question, if Cleopatra clouded Mark Antony's ability to make sound decisions. So go ahead and create your T-chart. Your T-chart today will have a total of 8 boxes. Yes, 8 boxes. Your boxes on your left will be your key events, and those on the right will be your evidence. Now, scholars, as you can see, I have already labeled the key events. So our charge for today is to go in and find evidence to support the claims that we have made for our key events. Be sure to look at the screen so that you label each box correctly. I'm going to give you 1 minute to create this T-chart. Now again, remember to create the T-chart. Box 1 should say Mark Antony's attack on Parthia is unsuccessful. 2, Cleo is blamed for Mark Antony's failure. Third box, Cleo tries to strengthen and stabilize her and Mark Antony's power. And the fourth box, Octavian is a growing threat. Again, you will have 1 minute. You're creating this T-chart. All right, scholars, I realize that this was a lot for us to write. I'm going to put a little bit more time on the clock. Be sure to go ahead, make sure that you've labeled each box according to your screen. All right, scholars, so now we should have a completed T-chart, a total of 8 boxes. Boxes on the left should already be labeled with the appropriate labels, and our boxes on the right is reserved for our evidence. Again, remember, as we read through this section of the text, we are looking for these key events. We're looking for evidence to support the key events that we have already identified. We're moving. So scholars, we have now reviewed our dirt quiz from yesterday, reviewed our vocabulary, and completed our T-chart. Be sure to click the next video so that we can dive into our lesson for today and fill out this pretty awesome T-chart. Meet me there.